Good morning. It is Sunday, February 12th. I'm Natasha, and this is Always Be Crafting. My intention this morning was to try to go live, but since I've never gone live on YouTube before, I did not know that you had to sort of authorize it first. So hopefully within the next 24 hours, I will be allowed to live stream. So that's something to look forward to. It is my goal this month to go live at least once because I've never gone live and I want to. If you've watched any of my videos before, you know that this month I've decided to post a video every single day, and it is a way for me to share some stories. It is a way for me to share things I've made, my crafting. And sorry, my hair is just like, driving me a little crazy today. And I wanted to come on today just to share a story. As I said before, it is February 12th, and that is also my half birthday. So now you know when my birthday is. And why is that important? It's important because we all keep journals. Well, maybe not all. I guess there's people out there who don't write things down, but I do. And 21 years ago, a little bit more than 21 years ago, there was a great tragedy in our nation. I'm referring to September 11th, 2001, which was now 21 and a half years ago. And after that event, I was lucky enough to not know anyone personally that lost their life to that, but I know people who know people. That's just a byproduct of living in the Northeast. You tend to know people who are very, very closely affected. I do know people who were there that day who escaped the tragedy. I do have contact with people who were firsthand witnesses of that event who are traumatized by that. I am lucky enough that I was not in that category. And there's my dog. Um, but it was an eye opener, I think, for many people. One of those life is short kind of moments. As a nation, I think we all were is thrown into this sort of what are we going to do? What are we doing? And I think everyone tried to stop taking things for granted, maybe. And I was of an age. I was, gosh, in 2001, I would have been just 25, 26, I guess. No, 25. 25? I can't do math. I was 26. Was I 26? I was 26. Okay, so I really shouldn't try to do math on this on live. Oh, I guess I can edit. Maybe I'll edit it. You'll never know. All right. I was of an age where I was happy in my work, but I was also looking forward to what was next. And I was in like one of those relationships or had dating experiences that were, and I was looking for settling down, looking for something else. And I was trying to figure out what I wanted out of my life, what my goals were. It was a moment in time where I think everyone was really going introspectively. And I was taking like a meditation class and I was having a really hard time calming my mind, trying to focus. So I do what I always do, and I got crafty and I wrote a spell. I I love that craft is part of witchcraft, right? Um, and I'm being a little tongue in cheek with that because I know there are people who take it much more seriously than I do, and I do not mean to diminish in any capacity because I really do believe that there's power in thought. There's very much a lot of power in it. And I know this because I decided to write down everything I was looking for in a life partner, what I wanted to see. I basically wrote a recipe, if you will, for what I wanted in the person that would be my better half, I guess, for a lack of a better word, things that were important to me. It was so much so I could recognize that person when that person came along. But also, I thought if I just put it out there into the universe, if I just said, this is what I want, if I knew what I wanted, then I would know when I found it, right? I would sort of create this person. And it worked because 21 years ago, 21, 21, I think it's 21, 2002, now it's 2023, so that is doing math. So February 12th, 2002, I met him. I met the person. I know because, like I said, it's my half birthday and I journal, and I happen to have a journal entry from that night pinpointing that this was the day indeed that I did meet him. I remember meeting him. Um, it was fantastic. We met at an audition. He was directing a show, and I was in that go for it kind of mood. Like, I knew nothing about the show. I didn't even know the audition was happening until about 5 minutes before. I just happened to be working on a different show in the same theater. And someone said, "Oh, they're auditioning over there." And I'm like, "Oh, why not? Life is short. Just go for it. Just try everything, right?" So I went up, and there was this person, and he had a big smile on his face, and he was just pleasant to be around. And he just had that kind of sparkly aura. And I was just like, "Oh, this is a nice person. I like this." And I did the audition. I thought it went very well, but I didn't end up getting cast in the show. I didn't really mind. But he decided to work on the show that I was already working on. I was stage managing a show, and he volunteered to be the house manager. So every performance, he would set up the house, ticket sales, box office stuff, and I would set up all the backstage stuff. So we would end up being the two people that got to the theater a little early, and we developed a friendship of sorts. And it was very nice. And then right at the cast party for that show that I was working on, as the show was ending, the show ended and we had the last cast party. He asked me if I wanted to stage manage his show, the show I did not get a part in. And I was just like, no. He said, I said, I would think about it. I said no. So I never thought about it again. And I had given him my phone number, by the way, during our conversations. We had talked about a lot of different things. And along the way, I had given him my number that he had never called me, my email address as well. Fast forward, this was like March, the middle of March somewhere. And by the time the show was closing, fast forward to then April, um, April 5th, I think, 6th maybe, I get an email from him saying that he was letting me off the hook from stage managing the show. And by the way, he was in the hospital because on April 3rd, he had had an aneurysm and it was in his spleen. He was very lucky to survive, but he'd been sort of in a comatose state for a couple days. And when he came out of it and came off the breathing tube and was able to communicate, and he asked for his computer, I was among one of the first people that he reached out to because he realized, when he kind of had this near death experience, he came out of it and he realized, he needed to contact me, that he had kind of dragged his feet. And and then it was sort of fast forward from there. It wasn't very long. We were, gosh, living together within a couple of months and married a year later. So it went pretty fast after that. And it was because I knew it was him, because everything was just checking off my list. The more I got to know him, the more things I was just like, oh yes, he has this, he has this, he has this. I had written the recipe for him. He existed and I recognized him. I realized who he was. I saw him for who he was. And I guess because of his near death experience, he had sort of woken up and been like, I can't wait around. I need to act. And he had realized who I was, kind of thing. And even though he didn't, I don't think he had written a recipe for me, he was smart enough to realize a good thing when he saw it. So I love that today is the anniversary of our meeting. So even though it's my half birthday, I like to think of it as the anniversary of the day I met the love of my life. So 21 years ago is the day I met him, and that's pretty cool. And I guess I just wanted to share that story because I think it's a cool story. I mean, there's a lot of other fun stories I could share, but that's really what it came down to. I knew what I wanted, and I crafted that for myself. And we have, over the last 21 years, we've been crafting a life for ourselves. We've had ups and downs like anyone. We've had trauma. We've had very sad things happen in our lives. And we've been through it together, and we continue to go through it together and stick by each other's side. And I'm very, very thankful for that. Very, very thankful for him. And I still have a little bit of a sniffle, as you could hear in my voice. So if you've watched any of my last couple of videos, you've heard I've been fighting a little bit of sniffle. I don't know if it's allergies or if it's cold or what, but it's there. I'm going to enjoy my day. I'm going to go enjoy my anniversary. Got lots to do today. I've already taught this morning because I teach almost every single day. I teach classes because I get to sing with kids. I crafted that life. I mean, when I was 19 years old, if you had said, "What are you going to do with the rest of your life?" and I would have said, "I don't know." But if you told me at 19 that I was going to get to sing to little kids every day, I would have said, "That sounds lame." Like as a 19-year-old, I would have been like, "Who cares?" And now as a 40 something year old, I'm like, "That sounds amazing." No, actually, I'm 47. I don't care. I think if you want to do math, you've probably figured it out because I've given enough clues over how old I am. Um, it's amazing. It's really truly amazing. I get every day, almost every single day of the week. I would say 28 days out of the month. I mean, it's almost every single day. Sometimes it's 7 days in a week, and sometimes it's 6 days in a week, but pretty much almost every day I get to go and sing with families. I get to help them bring music into their life in some capacity, and that's something really special that I get to do. And that is a gift I get to do. It is a gift I get to give. And I love that. And it's part of my love language. And I've been able, with my husband, to craft a life that has made that a possibility because there have been other jobs in the world and there have been other things that have happened, other stressors. And over time, we've learned what really brings joy, what really brings fulfillment, and how we can make that happen, how we can, stay afloat and make things happen and still be mentally and emotionally and spiritually fulfilled. And I'm very, very, very proud of the life that we've crafted. And I hope that it continues to be that way. But like I said, I've already sung this morning. I'm going to go sing some more because I get to go sing at a birthday party later because someone's turning 2 years old and they've asked me to come and be part of that celebration. I mean, come on, that's really special. You want me to come and sing at your birthday party? That is an honor, and I am happy, honored and happy to come do that. So yes, I'm going to go do that this afternoon. And in between now and then, I'm going to spend it with the love of my life. We're going to go hang out and do stuff. So this is my video today. There is no sewing. There is no other crafting. It is just me telling you a nice story. And I'm going to go live my life. I hope you go live your life too. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Bye-bye.